This man doesn't just spend millions, he makes you forget where they went. As of 2025, Diddy is worth over $1 billion. But it's how he uses that money that truly turns heads. He grew up in New York with nothing, raised by a single mom. Today, his garage alone is worth more than most people's houses. And that's not even his most expensive collection. But behind the yachts, the champagne rooms, and the fashion lines is a version of success people never see. A private island in the Bahamas, gold-plated studios, a chef who works around the clock. For Diddy, that's just a normal Monday. If you've ever thought money can't buy happiness, wait until you see what Diddy buys instead. It's not about the cars, it's not about the chains, it's about control. In the next few minutes, we'll walk you through the closets, the cars, and the quiet conversations of hip-hop's biggest mogul. And at the very end, we'll uncover the one secret he's kept hidden for over a decade. This isn't about fame. It's about what power looks like when no one's watching. Diddy's wealth isn't just for show. It's the result of calculated power moves, built on survival and a long-term vision. Born in 1969 in Harlem, Sean Combs grew up with hustle in his blood. His father was killed when he was just 2 years old. That pain never left. It became his drive. By 1993, he launched Bad Boy Records and flipped the entire music game. For Diddy, money wasn't about fame. It was about never being powerless again. By 2025, his income comes from multiple empires: music, fashion, Ciroc vodka, DeLeón tequila, Revolt Media, and even tech startups. This year alone, his reported income is over $120 million. While others chase fame on social media, Diddy quietly owns shares in the platforms they post on. What most fans don't know: he holds silent stakes in tools and apps that drive the hip-hop business forward, without ever posting about it. How does he actually live? Because when your circle is global and your brand is priceless, what do you keep private? Can you build a billion-dollar empire without building walls around your life? So, what does a normal day look like inside Diddy's world? And who even gets to see it? Diddy's lifestyle in 2025 isn't just rich, it's legendary. Even among billionaires, his world stands apart. He owns luxury estates in Los Angeles, New York, and Miami, plus a private island in the Bahamas. Each home isn't just a place to live, it's a symbol. Every wall, light switch, and scent is chosen with care. To him, luxury is personal theater. His garages? Beyond insane. One holds over 30 rare cars, including a Rolls-Royce boat tail, a Lamborghini Sian, and a fully customized Mercedes Maybach V-Class, built with a mobile recording studio inside. He doesn't just ride in luxury, he lives in motion. A private chef, tailor, and barber travel with him. In the sky or at sea, his lifestyle follows. But there's more. His Miami mansion features a hologram room. Behind the scenes, there are NDAs, private settlements, and custom contracts tied to nearly everything, from parties to partnerships. Even as the spotlight grows, Diddy keeps the walls airtight. One former bodyguard once said, "The first rule was simple: never record anything." In 2024, an ex-associate planned to release a memoir. Days before the launch, they disappeared from social media, canceled interviews, and went dark. The internet noticed. Rumors exploded. It wasn't the first time, and it won't be the last. Because in a world this powerful, you don't just protect your name, you erase the risks. So is all this silence about power, or just paranoia? Because as the spotlight grows, so does the pressure to keep control. And the higher you rise, the more expensive trust becomes. So here's the real question. What's the one thing Diddy pays for, year after year, that he never speaks about? There's a corner of Diddy's empire built not on fame, but on silence. Insiders say that by 2025, Diddy spends over $10 million every year on legal settlements, confidentiality agreements, and private risk teams. Not for lawsuits he's lost, but to prevent problems before they ever reach court. This isn't public drama, it's private protection. Between 2023 and 2024, over 35 NDAs were reportedly signed. Some tied to staff, others to former collaborators, and a few, according to leaks, linked to long-forgotten incidents. One source claimed a former employee made more money leaving than working. The most shocking part? Some of these NDAs trace back to 2006, yet remain fully active in 2025. This isn't just money for peace, it's a tax on power, a cost to protect a legacy. When you're worth $1 billion, the goal isn't to avoid scandal, it's to erase it before it exists. But the more he pays to keep things quiet, the louder the questions grow. Because what if the money isn't hiding drama, but something deeper? And in a world built on image, what does it mean when truth itself has a price tag? So now the question is, what is the one secret Diddy's paid to keep buried for over 15 years? In 2010, Diddy was quietly tied, through Shell Investments, to a private security firm. At first glance, it looked like another smart business move, but internal reports later revealed the truth. This firm wasn't guarding against outsiders. It was monitoring people inside his own companies. He wasn't protecting the empire from threats. He was watching the empire itself. It wasn't paranoia, it was strategy, but it left a cost. The man who gave us hits, culture, and champagne dreams was now surrounded by surveillance, signatures, and silence. Because in his world, trust is expensive, and control is everything. Even at the top, Diddy couldn't risk connection, so he chose power over peace. The same man who made millions feel free on the dance floor now moves through life alone, behind gold gates and locked doors. He didn't just build wealth, he built a world no one else is allowed in. So now we ask, is this still a lifestyle or a fortress made of fear? And if power requires this much protection, is it power at all? Behind the glass towers, the tailored suits, and the billion-dollar empire lives a story too rich and too silent to ignore. Diddy's 2025 world isn't just about wealth. It's about the price of protection, the weight of legacy, and the loneliness of power. And in doing so, he changed what it means to be untouchable. So what do you see when you look at a billionaire now? Freedom, or a fortress? Subscribe now for more deep dives into the private lives of hip-hop's most powerful icons. Stories built on hustle, but protected by silence. And tell us below, what would you do with Diddy's lifestyle? Or would it end up doing something to you?